I hate this channel.
No! No!
So Outcome Memories is finally out, and I've been having an absolute blast playing the game. Every character feels incredibly fun to play, and I like how unique everyone feels. I actually went into the game expecting a main Metal Sonic, but I started playing Amy a bit, and she's the most fun character I've ever played in these type of games. All the hammer skills are incredibly fun, and I like that hammer swing doubles as hammer bounce if used in the air, and the tarot card system is incredibly fun, except the moon card. God, I hate the moon card. The tarot cards make Amy an incredibly fun character to play, either making her play passive or making her a lot more threatening if she's on the field. Yeah, I know I said I was gonna do a metal video, but Amy. Amy is primarily a stunner that has a surprisingly versatile kit, and tarot cards lets her kind of slot into a bunch of other roles. I'm going to talk about the tarot cards first because this can make or break how you're going to play Amy in a round, and knowing how the effects work will drastically affect how you want to approach situations. At the start of a game, you'll be randomly given 2 tarot cards, and you can re-roll them with your re-roll skill every 20 seconds to get 2 different cards. Here's a list of all the cards in the game. I'll go over each of them individually, and I'll talk about which combos work well together and which one you should be aiming for. The first card is the Fool, which has tails on it. It gives you a faster run speed, but makes your stuns not last as long. Next card is the Sun. It gives a passive regeneration to you and any nearby allies, about 1 HP every 1.5 seconds, and it caps at 75 HP. It does slowly blind nearby allies though, but it won't blind you with it. Additionally, you cannot heal Metal Sonic with it. The next card is the Emperor, which has Shadow on it. It gives a bit more speed than the Tails card, and it also gives you a small damage resistance. The Strength of the next card, it has Knuckles on it, and it decreases your speed by a hefty amount, but your stuns last for 5 seconds, but additionally you take an extra 10% damage from everything. The next card is the Moon/the Fog that has Tikala on it. Your screen will be covered in a hefty fog, making it hard to see anything, and additionally you'll get a random speed boost from either -1.5 to +1.5, and a damage resistance from 15 to -15. And the last card is the World. It has Sonic on it, and it'll highlight any allies within your POV to you and killers, but you'll get a minus speed. Not as bad as the Emperor though. When it comes to cards, having a Shadow card is one of the best cards. There's no drawbacks and it just makes you harder to kill. Having this card is always a benefit. Now the Moon card, you never want this card. It is so blinding and the benefits it gives are completely random. You never even know if you have them. If you ever get this card, get rid of it as soon as possible. It is a detriment in every sense of the word. All the other cards are pretty good though. They have their drawbacks, but at the same time they have good benefits. Even though the Tails card makes your stun weaker and it lasts as long, the speed boost it gives is nice to help extend chase and harder for you to catch. If you ever have the Tails card, a good combos that go with it is the Shadow card, the Blaze card, and the World card. The Blaze card is a great way to heal teammates if your cream's either dead or you don't have one. Even though it caps at 75, extra healing always helps. When it comes to combos with the card, like I said, Tails card goes well with it, the Shadow card goes well with it because it's the Shadow card, and the Sonic World card's the best card to go with it so you can find teammates easier to give him healing. The Shadow card's the best card in the game. It goes well with everything. Extra speed and damage resistance makes you harder to kill no matter what. With the Tails card, you're probably the fastest survivor in the game. With the Blaze card, you can still be supportive, but still have your stuns without getting a nerf, plus you get the speed boost. The Knuckles card with it only makes you get -1 speed, and you get a 5% damage reduction, plus you get the 5-second stun, so this is one of the best combos to have if you're going to be in the face of the killer. And with the Sonic card, you pretty much get 0 speed penalty, plus you get vision on your entire team if they're within your POV. The Knuckles Emperor's card is pretty good going with the Shadow card, but all the other cards not so much. The Tails and Knuckles card kind of counter each other out, but without getting the extra benefits from the Tails card, so you pretty much don't have an active card there. It's fine with the Blaze card because there's no real downside to having both at the same time. Like I said, it's best with the Shadow card because you pretty much have 0 downsides. And if you have just the World card, you basically can't run. You have virtually no speed and you're going to get killed pretty easily. Realistically, you only ever want to have the Strength card if you have the Shadow card, but having it with the Blaze card isn't the worst thing ever. The 5-second stun is super nice for wasting time, but you're pretty easy to kill unless you have the Shadow card equipped or have teammates nearby you. Always reroll the Moon card. I'm sorry. There's no universe where any combination with this is good. Your vision is so impaired you can't see anything. And on maps like Not Perfect, you just can't see shit at all. It doesn't help that the benefits you get from it are either randomized to be negative or positive, so you'll never know if you actually have any good benefits. Easily the worst card in the game. The only thing that goes well is the Shadow card because that has no downsides to it. Reroll this card as soon as physically possible. And the World card goes well with the Blaze card and the Shadow card. The Blaze and Sonic card are pretty much your go-to de facto support lineup. You can still do your stuns, but you're pretty slow, but you can find teammates and heal them with the Blaze card if they're below 75 HP. And like I said, with the Shadow card, you basically get no speed penalty and you get worldwide vision, damage resistance. I'll also just leave a small list here of what are good combos to go for, so you don't have to try and listen to me ramble about the card for like 5 minutes. But yeah, tarot cards are pretty fun to mess around with, and I like how they change how Amy plays. Now for Amy's main stun for Kit is going to be Hammer Swing. Upon activation, you'll enter a stance for about 2 seconds. If you come in contact with a killer, you'll hit him and stun him. There's really not a whole lot to say about the swing itself. It's a very simple stun. You walk up to a killer and stun them, or if they get too close to you, you stun them. Since you don't actually have to swing the hammer, you just activate and get close to the killer. It's a really consistent stun, which is really nice. Add on the fact that it's also a lingering hitbox makes it even more better than it already is. If you get the Strength Tarot card equipped, it just makes it one of the strongest stuns in the game. It's a great way to help teammates out in chase, and it's a great way to help yourself if you're in chase. Plus, you can knock teammates out of 2011X's grab, which is really helpful as well. I don't really have a whole lot to say about the swing itself. It's probably one of the most self-explanatory stuns in the game. However, Hammer Swing doubles as a second skill as well. If used in mid-air, instead of Hammer Swing, it will turn into Hammer Bounce. If turned into Hammer Bounce, your hitbox will turn into a falling hitbox instead of a static hitbox, and if you hit the floor, you'll bounce up into the air and get some momentum. However, you can also land on the killer to bounce off them. And this does stun the killer. Hammer Bounce is an amazing secondary skill that Hammer Swing can double as. Because Hammer Swing doubles as Hammer Bounce, it makes it tricky for the killer to approach you because they don't know which one you're going to go for unless they read or dodge your initial swing. Because anytime your skill's up and you jump, they have to worry about potentially eating a Hammer Bounce. And even if Hammer Bounce misses, you still create some distance from the killer, which helps extend chase even just a little bit. And if you do land the killer, not only do you get the momentum, because the killer has a hitbox above the ground, you actually cover a bit more ground than you normally would. Both versions of Hammer Swing are incredibly versatile, can help teammates out or help yourself out pretty well, and there's really no downside to using either or. Amy's final skill for Kit is Hammer Throw. Upon activation, Amy will get in a stance getting ready to throw her hammer, and upon reactivating it, you'll throw your hammer. If you hit a killer, you'll stun him. Additionally, if you don't want to throw your hammer but you already activated it, you can just reactivate the skill again after a few seconds to basically put the skill on like a few second cooldown. You're also not slowed while you're holding the hammer getting ready to throw it, unlike TD. Additionally, because the hammer is a throwable projectile, it has a gravity effect to it, meaning once you throw it, it'll do a lob instead of going straight where you threw it. However, just like in TD, once you throw the hammer, you can't use your Hammer Swing till you get it back. To get it back, you can walk up to it and just pick it up. However, after a little bit of time has passed, the hammer will return to you manually. The fact that the hammer returns to you after a little bit of time is really cool because you can do some really insane stuff with it. You can throw your hammer at the killer, and if you stun him, you can create some distance, and if they choose to keep following you and you didn't use your Hammer Swing, the second you get your hammer back, you can just use Hammer Swing on them. Also, something I forgot to mention is that the hammer actually bounces, and the hitbox lingers until it's fully motionless, so you can actually do some trick shots with it. I didn't really have much to say on Hammer's Throw as a whole. It's pretty much the exact same way it's always been, with removing some of the downsides it originally had, adding more consistency and making it more fluid to use. All in all, a great skill. Outcome Memories has actually done something a bit different from pretty much any other TD-based game. When Last Man Standing starts, you get a universal 65 HP that can apply to any character, and in Amy's case, she gets shorter cooldowns on all of her skills. Depending on what cards you have equipped is going to drastically affect how you want to play this out. If you have any world card, keep your distance from the killer for as long as possible and keep your eyes on them. It'll give you great vision and help you stay away from them. If you have Tails card, always use Hammer Bounce, never use Hammer Swing. It doesn't stun nowhere near as long and you're not going to create any good distance. If you use Hammer Bounce, you can still create some distance, and if you do stun them, you still stun them for a second and get the extra distance. I highly advise not rerolling your cards during Last Man Standing. One bad reroll can instantly kill you, and it's best to play it safe unless you have a lot of distance on the killer and confident in your RNG. Unless you have a really bad rotation, do not try rerolling because it can result in you dying more times than not. As long as you play into your card's strengths, you should have no problem surviving with the reduced cooldowns. Just make sure you play patient, not waste your skills, and god damn it! That's all I really have to say about Amy right now. I think she's the most fun character in the game. I really like messing around with the cards. Hammer Swing and Hammer Bounce are both very versatile skills that can either help teammates or help yourself depending on what kind of card rotation you have. And Hammer Throw is a great range stun to also help teammates from a distance, once again depending on your card rotation. Certain cards like Tails makes you want to play a bit more passive because you can't really help with stuns, while other cards like Knuckles encourage you to help the team more because your stuns last much longer. Then you have other universal support cards like the World and Blaze, where if you have the World Shield, you can kite to teammates if you're not reduced stuns by Tails, and Blaze lets you heal teammates if they're below 75. Shadow is still the best card in the game, there's no downsides whatsoever, so there's really no reason to re-roll unless you don't like the card it's with. And as a call card is still pretty dog shit. Even after it got buffed during the recording of this video, it's still not worth it because not only is your vision still impaired, you also risk getting negative benefits instead of positive benefits, so it's really never worth keeping this card. But now that's out of the way, I've been having a ton of fun playing Outcome Memories recently. I'm going to be making a lot more videos on this game going forward. It's super fun, I haven't had this much fun in a TD-like game in a really good while. And every character feels incredibly fun to play, and I can't wait to talk about each character in the future. So I hope you all look forward to that. Hope this video was a little bit helpful. It probably wasn't because I'm really shit at these, but you never know. Anyway, expect the next video whenever. I only got this video as fast as I could because Outcome Memories is fun, and the sooner I get this out, the sooner I can play it again.